We're going to have a good time in this full journey exploring the cosmos and God's purpose in it. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Notice that a problem is solved. In this space-time dimension, we later, reflecting the thoughts of God, because known and sought out are all the ways of God by His own individuals whom He made in His image. Reflecting back upon all this, we recognize that throughout the universe there is a Trinity. In the universe itself, you have space, time, and matter. Space, basically, is involved in a three-dimensional, tripartite expression. You have height, length, and width expressed in space. It has dimensions. Time is past, present, and future in its very makeup. When it comes to matter, you have energy, motion, phenomena. Matter has all of those involved in its very makeup. So since all that we find in the cosmos is a trinity in expression, yet the cosmos is one entity, it is then logical that the first cause of this cosmos, being one in full synchronization with Himself, would also be expressed as the source, the materialization, and the influence. That means we have a tangible basis to believe that the one God would express Himself and would manifest Himself consistently throughout time and eternity as the Father, the source, as the Son, the tangible expression, and as the Spirit, the influence, all being personalities, all being entities, yet one as an expression of God Himself. Now, that not only accommodates but explains the Judaic background of the Old Testament. And they're extremely jealous of the one God, and should be. But in the original Judaic scriptures, in Genesis chapter 1, the very first verse of the Bible, in the beginning God, the statement of God there is a plural singular. So it's logical and natural that we would have in the beginning God, initially the Father, creating the heavens and the earth, material expression, and Jesus Christ in Colossians chapter 1 is credited with being the creator of that space-time dimension and the earth and all the living systems. So on that same day you have the source, the Father, the Son being the direct agency of the creation, and the Holy Spirit superintending and brooding over that creation. It's all logical, makes sense academically and biblically as well. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Class, notice, taken any body of water which was without form and void, and this was the only body of water, it was the only tangible thing existing other than the space-time dimension. Taking a body of water without form and void, influencing by the divine agency of the Holy Spirit, energy over that body does a tremendous and specific thing. First of all, the words in the Hebrew text involving the superintending work of the Holy Spirit show that that work was a brooding work, a fluttering work involving motion and energy. It is a picture in the original Hebrew of a hen brooding over the egg. Well, we're not saying this is a cosmic egg. We're simply saying that it is the original material out of which God would then make the rest of earth's material creation. The Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. We have illustrated here on the chart in close detail the water molecules, H2O, 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen. Now, H2O is a very unique and special combination of elements. H2O has, first of all, a pole, a negative and a positive pole. Then it has charge, and it has a tiny electromagnetic field. Water also operates in a very special dimension. In operating in that dimension, water, because it is self-contained with its own little electromagnetic field, operates in random charge and random tendency. That means that in the future, as God would use this, water operating in random tendency would be expressed again in a Trinity and in various composites of the Trinity. It has solid, liquid, and gaseous forms. Yet, you can combine the characteristics of solid, liquid, and gas, and you can get dimer, monomer, and trimer composites of water. It is a very unique combination of elements. This water molecule can combine as the monomer, a single combination, H2O, or as dimer, H2O2, or as trimer, H6O3. Well, in this combination, we have all sorts of things that can occur when you add the energy. Adding the energy gives a spherical shape to the earth. But it does something else. It overrides the natural tendency of the water molecules to operate in a random tendency, and it aligns those water molecules. Because there is independent energy added superintending over these elements, the entire spherical body takes on an electromagnetic field commensurate with the sum total of all the individual electromagnetic fields of the composite atoms. Did you understand what I just said? By the activity of the Spirit of God hovering over, fluttering over, brooding over that sphere of water, you now have an electromagnetic field generated around the entire body, and in the Scriptures that is a specific activity that the Spirit of God exercised. Therefore, when He concluded that activity, the normal water molecules would again go back to random tendency, yet the electromagnetic field would keep the sphere in shape and keep the electromagnetic field above it in place. It would also do something else. When these water molecules would go back to their natural random tendency, that means that normal electrolysis would occur. You would have some supercharged water molecules by the trillions in the pole area, which would then continue along the lines of strengthened electromagnetic energy. What I'm saying is, you would have supercharged water in these lines of electromagnetic energy supervised by the sphere's electromagnetic field. In addition to that, normal electrolysis would occur, breaking some of those apart so that you would have free hydrogen and free oxygen available. Also, it's been found in recent physical research that if you have activity of energy in motion around a body, any body, around Earth, around stellar bodies in the universe, you generate new hydrogen atoms. Recently, it's been found that around the Earth there is an aura matching the area of solar winds, an aura of hydrogen. Around galaxies, they found auras of free hydrogen. Thus, if you have any electromagnetic activity, there is a tendency in the physical universe to produce free hydrogen. That's extremely important. On day number 1, we have then the statement, in the beginning God created the heaven, space-time dimension, and the earth, the formless sphere of water, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. This would automatically give an electromagnetic field and a deposit, a near-orbit deposit in the lines of the electromagnetic pinched field, a deposit of free hydrogen, free oxygen, and charged water. Then God said, still on day number 1, let there be light.